Okay, it's time to talk about reloading. Now, this one's a bit big because we've got a lot to do and we can't really test a lot of it along the way. We're going to have to do a lot of work straight up and then test it at the end. Move over to weapon base and we're going to move over to the reload weapon function. We will get rid of this print string for now. We don't need that. And the first thing we're going to do is use our current variables. Is reloading. Let's drag that in. Let's get that. We want to check that we are not reloading, because if we're already reloading, we don't want to be reloading again. So that's the second thing we're actually going to do. The first thing we need to do before that is create another Boolean called is trigger pulled. This is where our different events come in handy. We're going to set this event up back over in our assault rifle, and we're going to call that variable is trigger pulled. We're going to set it to true when the trigger is pulled, and we're going to set it to false when the trigger is released, because we don't want to be reloading when an automatic weapon is continuously going off. So that's going to be the first thing we do. Is trigger pulled, not. If the trigger isn't pulled, we move on to the next one. Are we reloading? And if we're not already reloading, then we move on to the next question. Lots and lots of questions, but they need to be asked in order to have a smooth playthrough, because especially in an FPS, your potential players will be pressing a lot of buttons at the same time, and you don't want them to find too many bugs. Next up, we're going to change our variable names over here because I was a bit silly in naming them. We actually need to change this to clip, referring to the ammunition that we currently have inside of the clip that is inside of the gun. Next up, let's add another two variables, and this is going to seem counterproductive, but I'm going to explain why. Actual, call the first one ammo actual. We're going to set it to an integer and create another one called ammo capacity. Seems like we're taking 2 steps forward, 1 step back. But the reason I did this is now I don't need to go back and change every instance of this variable that I've used, such as in the fire weapon. That's just automatically renamed itself, and I don't need to drag in the new variable over there. So there's a sneaky little workaround for you. So the next thing we're going to do is check that our clip, holding control and dragging in, isn't already full. To do this, we're going to get an equals, because we don't want to be reloading if we already have full ammo. So that's the next question. And then our final question is going to be, do we actually have any ammo? So ammo actual is going to be what we have in our backpack, our belt, or wherever your character's keeping their ammo reserves or their clips. If we don't have any ammo there, then obviously we're not going to be able to reload any bullets. So we need to check that we are above 0. Just to quickly review them. Is the trigger pulled? If it's not, are we reloading? If we're not reloading, is our clip already full? If it's not full, do we have any ammo to reload? These are the first 4 questions that need to be asked before we can reload, so that we get a bug-free game. So once we've finally done all of that, we can set the isReloading variable ourselves. So now we are officially reloading, and we can do all the reloading stuff we need to do. And if you were tuned in at the end of the last episode, you'll know that we actually use this variable already inside of our assault rifle just to test if this was working. So we can get rid of that, hitting delete, drag our function back over, and these two are probably just freaking out because we haven't compiled our parent yet. Compile the parent, compile the child, we're all good. Don't forget to compile your parent. So now that we're finally reloading, next question. How much do we need to reload? There are two cases here. One, you'll have enough bullets to reload your weapon. So you need 10 bullets to reload your weapon. You have 15 bullets, which will leave you with 5 bullets left in your ammo actual and your clip at full capacity. Awesome. But there's also another situation. If you need 10 bullets, but you only have 7, this is a use case that we need to have a solution for when we don't have enough bullets to fill our clip back to its capacity. So we're going to create a new variable for this. It's going to be called required. This is specifically to be used when we're reloading. So to find out how much ammunition is required, we're going to grab our capacity and our clip actual, and we're going to subtract the capacity from the actual. Our capacity is 30. We have 10 bullets in here, which means we need another 20 bullets to reload, as an example. So that's our required amount, which brings us to the next question. Do we have enough? So let's get ammo actual and check if we have more bullets than required. And this is where we'll branch off. No pun intended. Because if we do have enough bullets required, we need to perform equation 1. And if we don't, we need to perform equation 2. Equation 1 will set our clip actual to its capacity. Now, we're not setting a hard value here because this is going to work for every gun. And then we subtract the amount that we required from ammo actual. So grab ammo actual, holding control, grab required, subtract ammo actual from ammo required, and that is the new ammo actual. So that's the first equation. Second equation is what happens when we don't have enough bullets to completely top up our clip capacity. In this case, we grab clip actual, we grab ammo actual, and we simply add them together. And that becomes our new clip actual. And then we set our ammo actual to 0 because we haven't actually subtracted from this yet. So grab ammo actual and set it to 0. And I'm going to keep that lined up with the previous ammo actual so that when I read this later, I can see what's going on because the relative nodes are next to each other. Now, once this is all done, we can grab our isReloading boolean and we can set it to false again, because if we don't do this, we can't fire our weapon. And then we'll grab our return node. And there we go. So that is our reloading script. We'll have to come back to this when we start using the animations, because we'll also need to play a reloading animation here. And we also don't have a cooldown attached to this, meaning that we're reloading instantly. So we'll come back for that as well. But for now, let's test this out, make sure that it's working. Just as a placeholder, we're going to use our event tick to give us our ammo variables. I would not recommend doing this in the final game whatsoever. And even in the later game stages, when you are running a lot of scripts at the same time, event tick might not be viable for you. But for the meantime, we should be able to use event tick to just throw these values on the screen. So let's grab clip actual. Let's grab ammo actual. And we're going to get a print string. But this time, instead of just plugging these variables in, we're going to append the string, which allows us to put in different lines. So add a pin here, plug in your clip actual into A, plug in your ammo actual into B, like so. And here, put a slash. And then one more thing, delta seconds goes into the duration, so we don't get it running down the screen. This is a very, very haphazard way to do this, but it will get the job done for our testing purposes. Over to test, we're going to hit play, and there's our ammo in the top left. We don't have anything in ammo actual because we created ammo actual just recently, so we haven't even set the default variable for that. So let's go back over to assault rifle, saving the assault rifle, class defaults. Let's give ammo actual value of, let's say, 60. Gives us 2 reloads. You can see all the variables we've made can be customized here, including damage. Compile and save. Back over here, we should now have 60 there. So now I'm going to shoot my weapon, and you can see that I've obviously got another variable there. Let's just get rid of that so we don't get too confused. That was in fire weapon, weapon base, fire weapon function, and we can get rid of this. You can see why I stick them out like that, because it's really easy to just reconnect that. One error I did make was this was meant to be a not equals value instead of an equals. So currently when I'm trying to reload, my clip actual and clip capacity need to be equal for this branch to fire true, which doesn't make any sense. These two values should not be equal, thus signaling that I can reload. So exclamation mark equal sign will give me that. Plugging in that, which means that now, so long as my ammo is full, nothing should happen. But as soon as I shoot a bullet, now we should get 59 on the right and 30 on the left when I press reload. And there it is. Our reload mechanism is working. And if I shoot at more bullets and I press that, we're all good. And then we can see that when I don't have enough bullets to reload, nothing happens. And when I didn't have enough bullets to complete the clip, then all it did was send ammo actual into the clip, and that was it. So there it is. I've shot 90 bullets. You can see all of them line tracing, and the reload function is working correctly.